friends, Shay here. So today we are here to talk about my favorite seinen of 2021. So in this video, I won't be repeating any that I've done from previous years. I will leave both of the previous 25 days of manga playlists from previous years below. So if you're looking for other seinen titles that I loved, if you're not jiving with any of the ones I have loved this year. I don't do any repeats. And so these are 5 new to me series. They might not be brand new, but they're new to me. Series that I tried this year that are all seinen in demographic that I am really looking forward to. I did thoroughly do my research. I used Manga Updates as my main resource. So if I get any of these wrong, I am sorry in advance, but I did check it there before I ended up putting them on this list. So with that said, let's dive in. So first on the list will probably shock a lot of people, and that is The Dangers in My Heart. In this one, it is actually a really sweet, quirky romance between 2 kids in high school. Our tall, curvier girl is a model, but she also has a thing where she likes to snack. That isn't the main focus of why she's quirky. He finds her quirky because she actually wants to be around him. And it's actually really sweet as things start to progress between the two of them. He doesn't really get along with people. He thinks he's supposed to kill everybody, and he mostly wants to kill her. But obviously all of that is just because he doesn't understand his feelings. It's actually done in a really sweet, really cute, quirky way. And I ended up really enjoying this. I've read all 3 volumes that are currently out at the time of filming. And I feel like each volume gets better and better and further away from her like obsession with snacking. So it's not so much about that. There is a little bit of a fat-phobic commentary early on in this first volume, but that does not continue throughout the series, which made me enjoy it all the more. And yes, so there they are on the back. So you can kind of see the dynamic between this quirky odd couple, and I quite enjoy this. Next up is one that I absolutely loved and adored, and I'm still trying to hunt down more volumes of this, and that is Ascendance of a Bookworm. I finally picked up the manga for this. I did an entire try-through video with this one this year. I will leave that linked in the corner, and I really enjoy this. This is about a young girl named Mai, or May. I've heard it pronounced both ways, and she is just very, very talented, very, very smart, and has a lot going for her. And I really, really loved this. It was so great. Like, I just can't get enough of it. I don't want to spoil too much. So again, I'm going to point you towards that other video that I've done where I do talk in depth and in a little bit of spoilers. But just know that this is fantastic. I absolutely adore the very clear art in this. And I do know that there's an anime as well. I have not checked out the anime, but I have really loved the manga. Next on this list was one that came out of left field for me and has been publishing as a manga for a while. I heard about the light novel and was intrigued, and then I found out there was a manga, and I've really been enjoying the manga thus far, and that is Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter. So in this one, we have a woman who gets hit by a car, and she's reborn into an otome game. She was kind of cast as the villain in a way. And so she's like, okay, well, I'm going to go live my own life in this dating sim world. And people start to take her more seriously as she actually takes her real world knowledge and helps build up her father's dukedom in this little remote corner that he gave her access to. And it's amazing what she does and the way she presents herself and commands herself. It's very much political maneuvering, even though she's not truly being as villainous, obviously, as the character before her was. So this is all taking place after the whole villainy part of it. And so it's really, really fun. I'm really enjoying my time with the series. I have read the first 4. I do own the next 3. They're on my list for 25 days of manga. I might have read them by the time you guys see this. I don't know. I'm thinking not. They're a little lower in my stack, so I probably won't be reading them until closer to the end of 25 days of manga, but I've been loving each installment, and so I would wholeheartedly recommend the series. Next up is not going to surprise anybody, and that is The Apothecary Diaries. The Apothecary Diaries is one of my favorite series of the year. In this one, we're following Mao Mao, and Mao Mao is a much smarter girl than she seems to be. She was contracted to be working at the palace, and she's gotten caught up in the politics between the 2 women because she is an herbalist. And then we have Jinshi here on the back, who has his own plans for Mao Mao and her talents, and it's amazing. She tries to lie low, but she just can't. She's not capable, and the political drama that is all happening within this inner palace area is absolutely compelling to read about. Again, another one with fantastic art that I just adore. Art is a big thing for me with seinen. If I don't enjoy the art, I don't end up enjoying the story. And this one was just no exception to it. Mao Mao is such a fun character to follow. I love the dynamic between her and him a lot. And there's 3 volumes currently out. I will continue to buy them as they come out because I just can't get enough of this particular series. And then last but not least for this list is probably the most obscure one on this list, and that is Wonder Cat Q-chan. This is one of the cutest, most adorable mangas I've read all year. In this one, we're following this little cat Q-chan. This is a 4-coma comedy style story in which we're following this little cat and his human and their crazy fun cat adventures. And if this is full color, so you do get all the coloring going on with that. I believe this one was originally a webcomic, but I can't remember for sure. But this is just like everyday life with a cat with a little bit of a twist, because we've got this adorable human childlike cat that just adds this different element to the story, and I just love it. Hinata is his owner, and it's just amazing because Hinata is like, oh, you do you, cat, and it just adds the best dynamic to this story. And I'm a sucker for animal manga. If you've been around here anytime at all, you know some of my favorites are always going to be the ones that involve an animal of some sort. So with that said, those are my favorite seinen of 2021. Again, please check my lists from previous years, as I do read quite a bit of seinen, more than I realized I did, and I've really been enjoying my time with seinen. For a long time I didn't really read any of it, or I read it unknowingly, but now I'm not as afraid to pick up seinen titles that sound interesting to me. I mean, Sweat and Soap is a prime one. That would be on this list if it weren't on last year's list. So with that said, thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel, I would love it if you would subscribe, click the little bell, do all the YouTube things, and help out the channel. If you're here just because you love me, leave me leave me your favorite heart emoji, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.